Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how you can build your first email marketing campaign from A to Z as a beginner. So if you're a Shopify merchant and if you are at a stage where you're ready to start leveraging email marketing campaign, but you just don't know how to do it or where to start from, then this video is definitely for you because I'm going to show you all of that in very simple steps. Okay guys, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So the first thing you need to have is obviously Shopify. If you don't have an account with Shopify yet, make sure to check out the link below the video because once you go there, it's gonna take you to Shopify and you can get Shopify for a really nice deal, guys, okay? So once you create an account, you're gonna end up on their main dashboard right here. So the next thing you need to do, you need to go to apps and then you're gonna click on app and sales channel settings, okay? And then make sure to go to Shopify App Store and that's gonna take you to Shopify App Store right here. And what we want to look for is this right here. It's called PredictImail. It's a 100% free email marketing app on Shopify App Store, okay? And guys, you can see pricing is free, guys, and it has a bunch of cool features like automations, creating campaigns, and you have AI suggestions and a bunch of other cool stuff, guys. So definitely install it because we're gonna be using this throughout the video. In my case, it's installed, so that's why I see open. In your case, it's gonna say something like, I believe, install or add app. I forgot the exact CTA, but anyways, make sure to install that. And once you do, it's gonna take you to the main PredictImail dashboard right here, guys. Okay, so let me walk you through quickly and tell you what's exactly happening here. So if you're completely new to email marketing and if you haven't seen MailChimp or Klaviyo, any of those guys, right? So this is essentially how it looks like. Most of the email platforms are very similar in terms of how they look like. We always have campaigns, we have some kind of forms or pop-ups, right? Or we have automations, to automate specific steps. For example, if the user ordered the first item, then send them a welcome email. And if the user maybe abandon their cart, then send them an email with a discount code so they can complete their checkout, right? So this could be the automations. It's just really a couple of generic examples there, but you can automate so many different things really based on where the customer is in their journey, right? And then we have contacts essentially, or list and segments, or all of your user base. Okay, so that's imported directly from Shopify. So PredictImail will be linked to your Shopify segments. So whatever the user account, emails, names you have in your Shopify, that's going to be linked directly. Pre-standard, same thing like Klaviyo or any other Shopify email marketing platforms works the same way, right? So what we want to do to start creating our first campaign is essentially go to campaigns right here. And it's actually really easy to create your first email marketing campaign with PredictImail. All you need to do really just click on create campaign, okay? And then give the campaign any name. For example, it can be first email campaign, okay? If I can type it correctly, okay, cool. So it gives you even some recommendations based on your Shopify store, okay? And also based on seasonality, because right now we are in holiday season, right? So we have deals, flash sales, okay? So a bunch of recommendations coming from their AI, which is really awesome. So it's gonna be email, and also they are working on a SMS, which is gonna be really cool. So SMS-based marketing. So if you're gonna be with PredictImail, you're gonna also have an option for SMS marketing down the road, right? So for the tags, it's really for housekeeping. So currently we are in winter. So we're gonna categorize that as a winter email marketing campaign. So next up, what I wanna do, I wanna click on save and continue. Sending to, okay, so this is kind of the important part. If you link your account, your PredictImail with Shopify account, it's gonna import all of your customer list directly from Shopify. So this will really depend how you are segmenting your customers in your Shopify. You need to go to customers and then segments, and you guys can see Shopify already segments, some of the customers by default. We have customers who have purchased at least once, email subscribers, right, abandoned checkouts in the last 30 days, customers who have purchased more than once, right? You can create these ones based on different rules that you want. But again, guys, I'm not gonna go into this too much in details, but if you want to, you're gonna click on create a segment, and then you need to create a rule-based segment, okay? So right now it's really easy. You can use their AI and you can say something like create a segment of users who purchased one time and didn't return to store for more than, I don't know, 1 week, for example, okay? This is really just creating a conditional segment. Obviously, I don't have that. I don't have any users. This is a demo store. But if you have users, you can have all of that data. So you can create these conditional segments. So what's gonna happen is gonna create a SQL query. Okay, you guys don't need to really ask what SQL is. Essentially, it's a database query. So Shopify is working with SQL in the background. Back in the days, you would need to do this manually, but thankfully we have Shopify AI and it can literally create and run SQL queries for you. Really awesome. You just need to explain what exactly you want to do and how you want to segment the customers, and their AI will do that. Okay. So it's basically pulling from customers and doing everything for you. In my case, there's nothing because I have no customers, but again, just chat with their AI and you can literally create any segment that you want. Cool guys, and then you can import these segments in here. So in my case, I'll just use like a general list, which would be including all of the customers that I would have in my Shopify store, but you can create different ones. You can segment them exactly the way you want. You can categorize them, rename them. It really doesn't matter. It's really for internal purposes. So I'm going to choose general list, which would be in a real case scenario, all customers. Okay. And then you can also choose to who you don't want to send. Okay. So if you have some customers, for example, who want to be enrolled maybe for specific type of emails, like maybe deals or offers, or maybe upsells and cross-sells, but they don't want to receive like a general, email about some news and updates, then you can exclude these customers. So it's kind of a good example. If you have some customers that want to be excluded from certain email campaigns, then this is where you're going to choose that customer segment. Okay, and then next up, you can use also tracking. If you're using, for example, Google Analytics, GA4, or any other custom tracking platform. In most cases, it's going to be GA4. So here you can create the UTM source or and Medium. Those are the two important ones that you need to add if you want to do URL tracking. Okay, and here it's going to come from PredictML. And you can choose also campaign name, and campaign ID if you want to go in more details. Basically, this will help you track the exact ROI from your GA4. So you can run and create different reports. You can see how your campaigns are performing, right? And then you can cross-reference that with PredictML analytics and kind of see the overall heuristic profile, I would say, for your performance, okay? Again, this is more advanced stuff, guys. I'm not gonna dive into that too much, but if you wanna have a crash course on KPI specifically, leave a comment below, guys, and I can do a video on that as well. All right, so I'm gonna click on Save and Continue. And so campaign content. So here are kind of the important parts. Okay, subject line is really important because that's going to determine the CTR or click-through rate, meaning how many customers see the email and how many people click on it. Okay, so if people are seeing your email or essentially it's getting impressions, but no one's clicking on it, it means that your subject line is weak because that's essentially the first thing that people see. Okay, so if it's not aligning with your customer base or segment, then you can play around and A/B test different subject lines and kind of aim for something like 5% and up. 5% CTR is really the base minimum. You want to be closer to maybe 10%, 15%, or even 20%. That's kind of a really good benchmark, I would say. And anything higher is really a gold mine. But yeah, as a beginner, aim for something like 5%. That's a really good starting point. It means that the headline is sort of resonating with most of your user base, but again, there is a lot of room for improvement in a sense, guys. Okay, and let me show you how you can create cool subject lines without being a pro at writing email copy, guys, for example. Okay, so for that, I'm going to be using ChatGPT. And then you're going to go to custom GPTs and you're going to search for email marketing copyright. Okay, so this GPT is essentially optimized to write anything related to email marketing. So it can be subject headlines, it can be the preview text, and also the body or the main copy of the email. So this will help you if you're a complete beginner and if you are not too much familiar with copy in general. So this will definitely help you out, guys. So let me show you how that works. So once you have this GPT, and by the way, it's 100% free unless, except obviously for ChatGPT subscription, you will need that. So the way it works, for example, we need the subject line and need the preview text, and then we will also need the actual body copy later on. So let's start with subject line and the preview text. First, we need to determine what is the topic of the email. So let's imagine we are, I don't know, let's imagine we are selling these racing wheels, okay, from Logitech, okay? So let's imagine that. So since we are very close to a BFCM, I would assume that would be kind of the topic, BFCM deals and offers for sim racing wheels right here. So I'm gonna take the URL, and we're gonna feed that as a context to our GPT. Okay, guys, and what I'm saying essentially create a subject line, preview text, and body copy for our sim racing wheels, or essentially this right here. Okay, here's a collection page for context, and then I'm giving it the URL because you want to always give a basic branding guideline. It can be URL, it can be text, it can be anything that's kind of around your brand. But if you're Shopify, just give them your Shopify URL for homepage or collection page. It's going to be much easier, and you're going to get better results. So I'm giving the context or the URL, and then I'm saying use bold copy style as we're targeting gamers. Avoid AI tone that's too structured or linear. Okay, so I don't want the AI to give me very properly structured and something that sounds like a drill in a sense, so everything is line by line correctly, because that's not how we naturally write copy as humans. So I want to disrupt that pattern. Okay, so I want something more raw, more, I would say, unorganized in a sense, right? So here I actually also want to add be more raw and authentic. Okay, cool. So now we have everything we need. I'm gonna shoot that to ChatGPT, and let's give it a second. All right, and now it's doing its magic. So option number one, it's cool. It's actually giving us option, which is pretty awesome. Subject line, grab the wheel on the track, really awesome. Feel every turn, drift, and victory like it's real. Okay, so it's really relatable because again, we are targeting sim racers, and it's all about immersion and realism, right? So it's really cool because it tries to resonate with that audience and context, which is awesome. And then with the copy, ready to level up from controller driver to a full send racer. Awesome. So this is really good, guys. Okay, so this is a good baseline. If you guys want to take a screenshot of this right here, or if you want me to share this prompt with you, and you can just adjust it for your e-commerce, whatever niche. Or again, if you have any questions about how to prompt specifically for your niche, guys, leave a comment below and I'll create a custom prompt for you guys. Okay, so cool. Let's do this. So subject line, this is great. I just don't want to put any emojis too much because when you are just starting off as a new email marketing, marketer, right? You don't want to overwhelm the user's inbox with a bunch of emojis, because if you have a lot of emojis, that could be flagged as a spam. Okay, so when you're starting, just try to do it clean and so it doesn't look like a spam. Cool. So the preview text is essentially the short text that you see right after the headline, guys. If you open your Gmail app, you're gonna see what I mean. So you have a headline, and then you have like this more lighter version font that you kind of see a little bit. That's a preview text, which gives the context about what the email is about. And then we have the body. Okay, we're gonna be adding that just in a bit, but for now we're good. So we have the subject line, preview text, and this is good to go. Select sender. It's gonna be my personal email or the email that's attached to Predictamail. You can always change it later on to your custom domain if you want to. So I'm gonna now select a email template, okay? Because right now we have just subject line and preview text. Now we need to select the actual template, or the part that people are gonna see, like the visual part, the images and all that stuff. And it's really easy to do with Predictamail. All you do, you can just here from these templates. So I'm gonna click on select from my templates, template library. I'm gonna switch to that. And here we have bunch of really well optimized templates out of the box. Okay, obviously I'm not gonna work on a copy, or in a sense that I'm not gonna redo all of this. I just want to show you how it works, and then you can do it on your own. So I'm just gonna go with something. For example, let me see what we can choose here. Let's do something simple, guys. Okay, I'll just kind of go with the plain template right here. Okay, that should be fine for now. Cool, so now we have the template. I actually want to now edit it. Okay, so you can also edit it, guys, because now obviously it doesn't really resonate with our audience and what we're trying to offer. So all we need to do, just click on edit template, then again here, edit template. And each of these blocks, it's super easy to edit. Just literally click on it. For example, here, image, this is logo, and you can either upload an image directly, or you can use a URL. So without even uploading, just apply a URL from where you want to feed the image, and it's going to do that. You can adjust your background images, width, height, and essentially fully customizable. This is the also headline. For now, it's an image, but you can do it as a text. Right, and what you would do essentially, for example, this is the copy, right? So we want to go back to ChatGPT here, and we want to pull the copy that we just created, which is here. And I'm gonna just delete this. The only thing I want to change is, let me see, I'll break this into maybe another line like this, so it's easily readable. Cool. So this is good to go, guys. This is kind of our main copy in a sense. Obviously, the formatting is off, but again, it's not the focus really on designing it. I'm just showing you guys the ropes, and then you can do whatever you want, guys. It's a free for all. Adjust the images to resonate with whatever you're selling. If this is the case of what we're doing here, that would be sim racing wheels. So I would basically add some lifestyle images, maybe, right? So you always want to use more, I would say, lifestyle style images, because overly done images don't really perform as good because people kind of feel like they're being sold to. So always try to do something more raw, authentic, and natural in terms of like images and assets. That will always convert better, right? And then obviously remove these CTAs. These are just really placeholders. But in general, you want to have maybe one CTA here, and then one CTA in the middle, and then maybe another CTA at the end, and that's about it. Or even ideally 1 to 2 CTAs max, okay? You don't want to like overspam people with a bunch of CTAs. And once you're good to go, guys, you just need to click on next and essentially save and continue. And here you're gonna have your review, okay? And once you are good to go, you can click on schedule or send, and essentially add your schedule. So if you want it to be scheduled for a certain time, which is important for knowing your, I would say, ICP, ideal customer profile, or ideal audience profile, because people are active during certain period of time depending on the niche. For example, gamers would be more active likely over the weekends, or maybe on a Friday night, or during the weekdays it would be evening once they are done with their work. After 5 p.m. they will start gaming, maybe around, I don't know, 8 9 p.m., right? So that's kind of the profile for the gamers. So you need to know your customer segment, so you know exactly what is the right timing to send them email to, otherwise they just won't see it. So in my case, I have so many emails coming in on a daily basis, so it's really easy to miss an email if you don't send it at the right time, guys, okay? So that's why we are doing this. And congrats, guys, you just created your first email marketing campaign as a beginner using Shopify and also Predictamail. If you guys have any questions, or if you ran into any issues or bugs, again, drop a comment below, guys. I'm gonna help you out. And if not, as always, I'm gonna wish you happy email marketing campaign building or Shopify store building, guys, whatever you are doing right now. And I'm gonna see you next time.